Good afternoon, my dude. It's a Feel Good Friday, and this week in your Buyers Guide, we have an action-packed news segment for you because it's 3 new AAA games, one of them being XDefiant, and then the 4070 series graphics cards have all been reviewed, and we have some tech power-up charts and data to go through. We start off with Immortals of Aveum. It's a really cool single-player game that looks like it's going to be based in a magic sort of environment, and it's typical, you know, big bad boss guy, kind of looking a little bit like Sauron, is busy mucking up the place, but the gameplay looks absolutely incredible. It looks super dynamic. There seems to be an elemental type balance where you can see like blue, green, and red types of magic, so it's probably going to have some interesting combat mechanics and ways to play just based on the trailer and, you know, the little bit of gameplay that they did show within it. It's very pretty looking game, and honestly has a color palette so dynamic that even in 4K it was pixelating into the ground. So it looks like it's going to be incredibly graphically promising, as well as some like really good voice acting from the trailer. We did see some pretty big names from Hollywood and alike are making their entrance into the gaming environment once again. So this looks damn promising, and we just hope they don't anthem it.
What did he say?
Next on the list, it's a Legend of Zelda game. Breath of the Wild was absolutely incredible, if not a little bit of a difficult game, honestly, and I think that makes it just that much better when you do eventually beat it. Ganondorf is back once again as the baddie to take on the forces of Zelda and Link. Link being the guy who has to do most of the heavy lifting, and they actually acknowledge it in the trailer. Seems like there's going to be all new environments, absolutely massively open world once again, new enemies and new tricks for you to take a hold of. I just want to see these games get a port over to PC so that we can finally enjoy it there as well. Please, Nintendo, because these things look awesome. And finally, we have the game that I'm sitting on the edge of my seat kind of for, a new arena shooter by Ubisoft called XDefiant, and it's going to take all of their games IPs and kind of smush them together as well, just based on the classes and stuff that they've already proposed. There is already some people playing the closed beta, including 2 of our lovely local streamers, Juan, Mr. Cam Siege, and the Henrico. I will put the links to their channels in the description down below if you want to see some local gameplay with some local talent. They are very, very nice guys and very responsive in their chat as well, so if you want to head over there and get some perspectives on the game, then feel free, because that's literally their job. Anyway, the game, as far as I can see it, is going to be somewhere in between Call of Duty and Team Fortress 2. It's going to borrow a lot of game modes from TF2, capture the point stuff, which we're used to from games like Battlefield and Call of Duty as well. So it's got a nice mix, and the gameplay and stuff looks super, super promising. I'm hoping that it feels really satisfying. So far, the gunplay looks like super high skill cap. Headshots count for a lot. You are going to be able to multi-kill per magazine, which is nice. So no like ultra bullet soaking sort of, you have to beam people down like Apex, which is, I'm not that big of a fan of, in all honesty. So this is looking really, really promising. I've got to say, it's probably the first bit of IP out of Ubisoft that I'm kind of sitting on the edge of my seat for. So let's hope it lands well and not completely on its face. And then finally, the most important news for those that are looking at GPUs is the 4070 has landed, and it's absolutely smashing in its weight category. Not as much gain as we saw between 20 and 30 series. 20 series was a bit of a flop, all things considered, let's be real. 30 series was what the 20 series really should have been, if we're honest. And so seeing a 23%, 24% sort of improvement over the previous generation 3070 is very good. The main thing here, though, is it's neck and neck with the 3080 or better. So that's a very, very good showing from the 4070. And it's doing it with a lot less power. That was one of the more impressive things over here, was how much power and stuff it was using was incredibly good. If we just go to efficiency and clock speeds over here, you can see that the energy and efficiency, the watt per frame, is extremely good. It's much better than anything coming out from AMD, which is rare, because if you look at idles, the AMDs almost always win. Like they use 2 watts and stuff on those. So with it being that good, I mean, look how bad my 3070 Ti is over here. This is our test bench GPU. So yeah, the 4070 is looking extremely promising. Uses about 200 watts from what I saw over here. If we go to power consumption, you can see it's just over that 200 watt line. So you're not going to need an ultra massive PSU to be able to run this. Just a good old 750 gold should be more than enough. Even a 750 bronze, especially if you're not on 13th gen. If you go for the 5800 X3D, I think is pretty much the best gaming specific CPU to build with right now, and that's 120 watts. So that would only be half of the 750 watt power supply. So all around, I think this is their best product launch to date. If we're honest, especially with the 40 series, we're just going to have to see what the pricing is when it comes through to South Africa because of that good old 20% import duty. Thank you so much, ANC. We really appreciate you.
Right.
And that, my friends, is your news for this week. We are going to be finishing up the Elgato Wave X and Wave DX and Wave XLR, which I'm going to be finishing up review on for tomorrow. And I've recorded this entire episode with the mic, and I'm going to be leaving it in RAW, maybe just with a little bit of echo cancellation, so it doesn't sound like I'm broadcasting from a toilet. In any case, if you guys have enjoyed this, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.